Hello and Hello and welcome. My name is Michał Banasiak, and this is the Institute of New Europe series of interviews within the Polish-Czech Forum project. Our guest today is Karel Sál from Institute for Politics and Society. Hello, Karel.
Hello, nice to meet you.
How would you describe the opinion that Poland as a country has within the Czech society? Any stereotypes that are still common among the Czechs?
Let's start on the better side because the connection between Czech Republic and Poland is not that good. It should be. We can see that in an industrial way, in economy, and especially in transportation of goods, especially interconnections between Czech Republic and Poland can be better. So we now in Czech Republic are a little bit jealous because Poland is building so many kilometers of highways. You are using many funds of EU to start your development of your infrastructure, and Czech Republic is a little bit reluctant because we are not that successful in this way, and we have maybe a little bit feeling that we are leaving behind, or we are now. It's the competition is going to be on the Polish side. So because we were a lot of time before last 30 years, we was more richer. We had better example, for example, better infrastructure and stuff like that. And now we are seeing that the local or Central European new power is building, and we are looking for it, and we are interested what is going on in Poland. But there is a second side of our relationship, and that is the issue of turmoil right now, because this is big issue for especially those who is living on northern part of Czech Republic, especially of Czech lands around Bogatyně and this part of Czech Republic, because this tour of mine clearly endangers the water supply for whole region of Liberecký kraj, which is part of Czech Republic. And this relationship is a little bit messed up with this issue, because we know that Polish court cancels the permission for mining, but the Polish government did not recognize it, or they didn't take some measures to fulfill this court decision. So now we are, I think the Czechs are a little bit confused, because our neighbor is going to be maybe better, maybe richer than us. And we have this big issue, which is on the government level, because which is big topic in government level, because the current government is clearly pro-Polish, pro cooperation with Poland in military area, in economic area, but the opposition, especially ANO party, is not that orientated. And after the next election, there can be some set down or minimalize or some problems in cooperation between Czech Republic, Poland, I think.
And do you think that on the political level, the relations can improve in coming time? Because that when Petr Pavel was appointed as a president of Czechia, as far as I remember, the second country he visited after Slovakia, the traditional visit in Slovakia, was his visit to Poland. So do you think it can be a sign that he is going to rely on Poland as one of the most important partners, at least in the region?
It was caused because of Russian aggression in Ukraine. So because if you was it is if you are elected president in Czech Republic, your first foreign visit should be Slovakia because of historic purposes. Second step was in past Germany because it's biggest economic ally, it's most important importer and exporter for Czech Republic. But but times is changing because of Russian aggression in Ukraine. So Petr Pavel decided to visit Poland as the new military stronghold for Central and Eastern Europe, I think. And it was part of some restarting, the restart of relations between Poland and Czech Republic, and to show that Poland is important to us. But I think more important is the constitution of government or formation of government, because today's government, this is broad coalition of five political parties, but the leading party is ODS, Civic Democracy in Czech Republic, which is right wing political party, a long time in Czech political system, and they are clearly pro-Polish people, and especially Prime Minister Petr Fiala, which he has very good connections to Mateusz Morawiecki and other people in PiS, I think, right now. And this change can be reversed after next election, because parliamentary elections in Czech Republic will be in 2 years. We are now in the half time, and when the ODS lost, or this current governing coalition will lost, there will be some other government, for example, ANO party with partners. I don't know which one, but it's possible. And after that, the connection between Czech Republic and Poland will be much colder than in right now is. So because the foreign policy is made by government, not by the president. But president he's setting some framing of whole foreign policy, and with coordination with foreign affairs, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. He chose the Poland as a symbol or of new beginning or something, I think.
So we can probably agree that the Russian aggression on Ukraine is something that strongly defines our cooperation, Polish-Czech cooperation. You also mentioned the turf mine issue, but can you see any other issues between Poland and Czechia which are now important for the cooperation, that are important for the bilateral relations?
I think the situation is very clear that the eastern flank of NATO must buy weapons in massive amounts, and now we are looking to Poland, and we see these purchases, especially from USA, and we are the Czech side. We are looking for new fighter jets. We are looking for some Fs from US, and we are deciding between US offer and offer of Sweden and those aircraft. But I think the main core right now is strengthen the eastern flank and strengthen the cooperation. And Czech Republic should be orientated for the ground forces, because our army is insufficient in that way right now. We realize that after we sent a lot of military aid to Ukraine, that our stockpiles are almost empty. So we now looking for re-weaponized of Czech army, and the cooperation should be on this free baseline, especially with Poland right now. I think it is cooperation in some point of military aid. So I think the Poland is the will be the leading force of ground forces and and air forces in those regions, and other smaller countries with smaller budget, with less soldiers, can uh, act like some supporting members of this Eastern NATO flank. And the Czech Republic is looking for a role of a cyber security expert or in air control and air support of ground forces, and especially on the logistic, because we realized in last 2 years that we have these weapons, but we need them, sending them across Europe, and this is the problem, especially in areas where the countries of Central and Eastern European borders, because we realized that the connection with Poland, with Slovakia, and even in Hungary, Slovakia is not that good. It should be, and this is the reason that the all members of Free Seas Initiative and members who is in NATO right now should strengthen their infrastructure, especially in transportation, goods, and military, I think.
And in your case, I mean, in the case of Czechia, having a president who was the high NATO official in the past, do you think it can define in some way how will that Czech safety strategy, this Czech military plans look in the coming future?
Yeah, because he before that Petr Pavel was was military head of NATO. He was military head of Czech army too. Before that, during the uh, so I think he is the expert on his position. So this is the two-way operation right now, because he has this military career and experience. He can easily decide what the can do, and he is oriented especially to cooperate with eastern flank of NATO. So I think his politics and his policy and political program, is to uh, strengthen the cooperation to because of war. So I think this is opportunity, especially opportunity for him to be some this military guy who understands the needs of armies, and he can easily spoke about those problems into medias. But there is other side of this approach, I think, because if you are a NATO official, it's good for you for commenting some things, your opinion. But if you elected president, especially in Czech Republic, you should be more careful about your future looking force and some uh, assumptions, because Petr Pavel a lot of time he's speaking about some downgrading support of Ukraine. Yeah, but it may be true, because some other countries in EU is not that convinced that Ukraine is so important for us in the Central and Eastern European is different question. Well, for example, for Spain or Portugal, it's not that big deal, because this is it 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 is very far for them. And but it's your duty to be moderate right now, and not be expert, but be more politician. So I think Petr Pavel can be this dual role as an expert and the president who can say to other Polish prime ministers or president, looks, we can do this and that, and together we can do more with joint statements or something.
Many countries and companies, with or without help from the government, are preparing for the rebuilding of Ukraine, are preparing some plans to go to Ukraine after the war and rebuild the country. And how it works in Czechia? Are your companies also preparing for that time? Is it some governmental program to do that, to prepare your companies to participate in rebuilding of the Ukraine after the war?
Yeah, Czech Republic obtained the part of Ukraine, or I think is Donbass, located on eastern part of Ukraine. So I think the part for Czech Republic will be the last part of those process. But I think the Czech government looking for strengthen the cooperation which lies in I think 70s in history in 70s, because Czech Republic is oriented to heavy industry, for especially coal mining, big factories making metal products and stuff like that. So on the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Ministry of Trade and Transportation, there are some working groups who preparing the programs to, especially on consular help and help to business those big companies in Czech Republic to be part of this reconstruction efforts in Ukraine. And I think it will be in some funding like way to set up this cooperation. But I think the position of Czech Republic is good on Ukraine, especially because of this support and yearly support of Kievan regime in first weeks of war with Russia. So I think the position for Czech companies, but in Polish companies, is better than other states. For example, on western part of EU. But we are aware that reconstruction of Ukraine can be the biggest economic boost for this part of Europe. So we are looking to be prepared for this, but everything depends on the war luck of Ukraine forces right now.
Despite the military area, despite the NATO eastern flank, and despite the issue on the Tour of Mine, what, in your opinion, will be the most important issues? Maybe some problematic fields on the bilateral relations between Poland and Czechia in coming time. What would you point as the ones?
Oh, it's interesting question. I think everything's depend on which forces will be leading forces in those countries in, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, because we are very interesting in Polish elections, which will be had on this autumn. So we are looking for the next government, because everything depends on it, I think, because when the two political forces are very close to each other, the cooperation is better. When the forces are opposite, or there is no direct connection between them. So because the Mr. Fiala and Mrs. Morawiecki, their connection is much better than connection of other leading heads in EU, I think, right now. But the issue can be after changing the government, and the issue is the position towards EU and the state of law in EU, because Czech side can be reluctant to support Poland when the problems about the rightful state and the other problem will emerge in Poland. But I don't think some problems can occur because of in economic areas, or I think it will be clearly in political ways right now.
Probably it's also connected with the elections, both in Poland and in Czechia in 2 years, as you mentioned. But I would like to ask you about the regional cooperation within the V4 and within the Three Seas initiative, because many say that within the V4 now the cooperation is frozen, of course, because of the Hungary state stance, not only on the Russian aggression on Ukraine, but also on the many issues within the European Union. What's your opinion on that, on cooperation within the V4 and also on the regional cooperation within the Three Seas initiative?
I think V4 is quite a debt for Czech government right now, not because that it's not important regional group. It is very important for Czechs too right now, but the part of government, especially Pirate Party, those liberal part of government, Pirate Party, and Top 09, which is conservative liberal part, right-wing party, they are opposing the Orban's regime really hard, and in every occasion they mention the state of democracy in Hungary. And after that, the government it's not interested to broadening the cooperation into V4 right now. So I think it's in cold way right now, and they are looking for some other opportunities. For example, Slavko format, but which is cooperation between Slovakia, Czech Republic, and Austria. But I think it's much less important than V4 right now. The solution, I think it's not in the view right now, but we clearly see two couples in V4, which is Poland and Hungary, which is different after Russian aggression in Ukraine, and Czech Slovakian couple, which is more pro EU, but we are looking for Slovakian elections too, so change can happen, and V4 can be some anti-EU club, but I don't get it right now. But V4 in Three Seas initiative. This is a long-going problem for from Czech government, because we had only this big project, or the Danube canal, which was enormous project forced by former President Miloš Zeman. But in the last month, the Czech government made steps to restart the cooperation in Three Seas initiative from the Czech side. The government decided that we should list 2 more projects into the official list of projects, which is both are interconnection with Poland right now. It is gas pipe Stork 2 on the northern part, Czech Republic and Poland. And second thing is high-speed train corridor to Poland. So we decided to change our goals and made some changes in direction of this project in Czech Republic, because in former model the leading force was a president and his office, and right now government decided that the president hasn't sufficient rules, and they decided to make a new coordinator on the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So the changes are in mandatory way and in the goals. But right now, Czech Republic did not send the first investing budget to 20 million euros because of security of public funding right now. So we decided to cooperate, but our funding are not sufficient, and we are looking for other possibilities. That is the words of governmental speaker. I don't know what is this other possibilities, but I think it's going to be better in next years than it was.
Thank you very much. Karel Sál from Czech think tank Institute for Politics and Society was a guest of Institute of New Europe.
Thank you.